Hi, I'm Yashvi Shah. Welcome to our YouTube channel. In this channel, we talk about poetry and life. But today, we are going to talk about my poems and my life and how a 23-year-old civil engineer wrote the first book of collection of poems, which is The North Star. How did this journey begin? Well, back from COVID-19 when I enrolled as civil engineering program and I was back at home. So I explored myself through art. I started painting and successfully I also got to sell my paintings as well. But as the world recovered from pandemic, I was back in college and I graduated as a civil engineer. Now, when I was back after my graduation at home, I got a decent job of content writer, which was from the comfort of work from home. Life was pretty decent, but I felt stuck. I felt which I can express by a poem. Each day, universe is expanding, but I am stuck in these white walls. Each day, people are succeeding, but I am stuck with this fear of failure. Each day, seasons are changing, but I am stuck with these resentful eyes. Each day, I go around and do my part, but I am stuck in this life without art. To fill this void in my life, I took the advice and started writing. And with empty ink pens and bad handwriting, I fell in love with writing poems. Now I had work, but I don't know how to show it to people, and I was, of course, very scared to show it to people as well. So I went to the most remote platform, which is Threads, only to find that it is filled with the most kind-hearted people. So for longest period of my time, I posted poems every day, and whenever I posted, people found it very relatable and appreciated it as well. And within 8 months, we are a family of 8,000 people. Soon, people told me that I should compile all of my poems and make it into a book together. Well, it is not something I ever planned about or even dreamt of. It was very new to me. But guess this is a sign of universe or something, that when I shared 12 of my poems in an anthology, it got accepted. And that's how I became a published poet with Mysteries of the Midnight Garden. And when I held that book and saw my name and photograph printed on it, I knew this is not an end, but this is a big beginning. Soon I got influenced by an ad which was 21 days writing challenge, which meant to write one poem every day for 21 days. Well, I had written already a lot of poems. The very first day only, I submitted all the 21 poems. But then I realized this is not enough. So I found that 21 poems are not enough. I got an offer of adding a 50 more poems. Went through my old diaries, my Instagram feed, my Threads feed, and I went there. I found myself sobbing, crying, cringing, blushing, and more than any of that, I was satisfied looking at my own journey. And trust me, this was better than any Google Drive or any long night drive as well. And when I did that, I found that I have a 90 poems which are actually worthy to be published. So I analyzed all of those poems and I found that they are either a vent out of emotion, either they are accepting the reality, or they are cherishing at that moment. So I categorized these poems into realize, accept, and cherish. And as that book came out, I found that my book has a weighted emotion. And do you know why is that? People who follow me on my social media are aware that I do this impromptu session in which I ask the community to tell me what they are going through, and they share their emotion, and I try to write a poem on that emotion. Now, of course, as a 23-year-old person, you cannot go through all the emotions, right? I gather such emotion and try to write poems. And in this book, North Star, it is not only mine, but a book of all of yours, because it is filled with emotion of all of yours. And not only this, not only the weighted emotion, but to make this book a more special, I have illustrated the poems myself and added this in the book. Also, I am a professional illustrator, wherein I help poets to illustrate their words. I worked with a German poet and I'm working on another book as well. Coming back to our book, this book has a total of 37 illustrations, wherein each illustration is unique in the form of concept, thought, vision, and execution. This book is very dear to me, and if you read this, I would be very dear to you. My book will be available shortly in 150 plus countries. Unless you are living in the jungle of Amazon, you can avail the book from Amazon. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next week. Bye bye.